Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Richard Taylor, and I am back with a video concerning the ongoing case, the federal indictment of Deputy Michael Cox from Goldsboro, North Carolina. It seems to be getting deeper and deeper by the day, by the moment. More evidence is coming out. In this video, I'm going to focus once again on the evidence of Michael Cox having an inside track or inside connection in the DA's office to once again make these charges from his quote unquote informants go away. Actually, it has been stated in trial that the gentlemen who were listed in the indictment as drug trafficker number 1 and drug trafficker number 2, it says that actually they were not actually official informants because there was no paperwork establishing them that relationship to the police in that nature. So while it was said in earlier videos that the men mentioned in the indictment, which those names have been reported by the judge and by certain articles, those men have actually not been categorized as official informants. In fact, the judge said that Mike Cox was actually conspiring with those men listed in the 50-page indictment to operate their drug operation. So, earlier videos that characterized them as informants may be actually called in question because there was no actual paperwork to that effect. Nevertheless, the main part of this video is the fact that Mike Cox had an inside track or inside relationship or inside connection with the district attorney's office. As in one incident mentioned in 2015, one of the alleged drug traffickers were caught with a certain amount of marijuana. Now, the marijuana was a trafficking charge, and it says that the district attorney's office, Wayne County District Attorney's Office, threw out the drug trafficking marijuana charge, and it says once again, the reason was listed under ACIS, special conditions, and the request was made by once again Michael Cox. Now, that will tell you right there that, all of the things listed in Cox's indictment were verified or solidified by his connections with the Wayne County District Attorney's Office. Now, I'm going to move to the second incident that has recently came out where the alleged drug trafficker number 2 was caught in about, what does it say? It says 2016. Now, this alleged drug trafficker was caught with some drugs, and at the time that he was caught, he was charged with some felonies. I think the officer stopped him, then they went back to his residence and charged him with some additional charges. Now, at the same time, the alleged drug trafficker's girlfriend, she left the house. And she left the house and fled from the scene and was later stopped by the police. Now, at the time that she was stopped by the police, she was found in possession of 18 ounces or half a kilogram of powdered cocaine and also 2 firearms. Now, this lady was arrested and charged with those very serious crimes. Now, in the indictment, as it says about 6 months later, Michael Cox texted an assistant district attorney and quote unquote requested that the 2016 charges against drug traffickers number two's longtime girlfriend be dismissed. Now, it says that the district attorney first told him that the charges were not going to be dismissed. Now, the article relates, unlike the earlier incident where the case was dismissed just off the request of Michael Cox, this case did not end like that. However, the case was eventually dismissed. Now, why was this case dismissed? And this case was dismissed because the document says that former Wayne County Deputy Officer Mike Cox made the case against the young lady who was charged with that possession of cocaine and firearms. They said Michael Cox made that untenable. Now, I had to look that word up, and for those of you who are like me that doesn't know the legal definition of untenable, it means not able to be maintained or defended against. Basically, not able to be supported. So, Michael Cox, and this is a statement from the former district attorney, then the prosecutor at that time, Donna Williams, who was set to prosecute that case, said the charging officer, Mike Cox, has consistently made himself unavailable to testify in court and has expressed a lack of willingness to. And because of this, because he was the arresting officer, he had opened the case. Because he refuses to testify in court, then the cases against the young lady had to be dropped. And that's very fortunate for her. But also, it speaks to the DA's office. I know that if, plenty of times where there were witnesses in court against myself, the DA office subpoenaed those witnesses. And if those witnesses did not come to court, then those witnesses would be arrested or they will face, punishment. So my question to the district attorney's office is, why was not Mike Cox enforced or made to testify? And in this case, this goes to show, okay, well, Mike Cox's indifference to law. He said, okay, well, if I can't get the district attorney to throw the case out, then I'll just not show up to testify. And what are they going to do? And as we see from the results of the investigation, they have done nothing. Now, this article goes on to say that repeated attempts to discuss the recent developments in the case involving the Wayne County District Attorney's Office with District Attorney Matthew Delbridge has been unsuccessful. Basically, he's refusing to talk, and that's I guess he's the main attorney at that office. And so what I've gathered or what I've surmised from the beginning when they first started talking about Michael Cox's activities and his, ability to thwart prosecution for those who have been charged, and he, is working with alleged drug traffickers. I said from the beginning, this could not go on if he did not have help in the district attorney's office. Now, the prosecutor, Ms. Donna Williams, she, I guess, was not under his fold because she made the statement that, he has refused to testify and we can't prosecute this case because he has refused to testify. So I guess that leads her, or, that gets her without scrutiny or that allows her to be free from scrutiny. But there is a district attorney, and he's not listed in this, that needs to be under scrutiny. And that is the one who, Michael Cox texts. They're like, hey, make these charges go away. Now, this district attorney evidently had some type of rapport with Michael Cox, or vice versa. Michael Cox felt comfortable in asking this district attorney to make these charges go away. If not, then why would he do something? Do such, brazen acts of trying to disobey and thwart the judicial process. And once again, it goes back to the head of the district attorney's office, Matthew Delbridge. If these things are going on under your watch, just like I mentioned with Sheriff Larry Pierce, then you must be accountable. Why are you so quiet? Why is mum's the word? But here within the next couple of days, there has been some information provided to me, and I am going to be releasing the name of the alleged DA that Michael Cox has been associated with, and possibly the DA that assisted him in these acts. Now, I'm going to do a little bit further research for the next 2 days, but from all reports that I've been hearing and from all of the stories and different accounts from different sources, all come back to one name that has been recurring as a source of this investigation. But nevertheless, my question once again is why isn't the district attorney's office, particularly Matthew Delbridge, speaking out against those allegations? So this investigation has been going on for years, a year and a half or 2 years, and it had just came to light. I think it was at maybe the end of August, if I'm not mistaken, or the beginning of August. I don't know. We've been tracking this story since it came out, but it has only came to light, within a month and a half. And actually, there's so much information. This thing goes way deeper than those two deputies, Mike Cox and Chris Worth. But we're also going to have to start digging into the financial aspect of their bid rigging scheme as well, because of the city's financial position is in disarray, and also how that bid rigging scheme relates to other financial mismanagement, which I'm going to touch on, that has been going on for years. But as this investigation through the sheriff office has been dated back 10, 15 years as well, I have some more sheriff deputies who have been reported to have been engaged in some unseemly activities, who have since retired, been replaced, moved on to different aspects of life. So we're going to touch on some of those things as well. But there's a deep rabbit hole that I'm finding myself in as I continuously investigate and talk to different sources concerning this matter. But hopefully within the next days, I'll have the I already have, once again, I heard this name, the first time, numerous times. We're talking to several individuals about these cases. But within a couple of days, maybe, Thursday, I'll be, releasing a possible lead in that ties, once again, the DA's office into all of these things. So stay tuned. If you guys have any information or any corrective information that may be of interest to myself, don't hesitate to call. My number is 919-587-7782. We're just trying to bring the truth to this matter, but also inform the people of what goes on behind closed doors, so we can make our city, Goldsboro, a very prosperous city, which is able to move past these lapses in judgment or leadership that has been a stain on the city as of late. But I've been Richard Taylor. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. You can like this video, share this video. But I thank everybody for tuning in lately. Peace and blessings.